I'm joined now by a very extraordinary Notre Dame alumna, Sara Abdel-Rahim, a graduate of the class of 2017 and a double major in political science and Arabic. She has spent time studying immigration in Italy, and she's currently on a Fulbright scholarship in Greece. Sara joins us now on the Notre Dame Day hotline. Hello, Sara. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am terrific, and I know you're doing some very serious stuff in Greece, but I had the joy of visiting Greece about 7 or 8 years ago, and I just found it to be a terrific experience and a wonderful country. What can you tell us about your experiences there so far?
Well, I agree with you 100%. I think Greece is an amazing country. It's almost midnight here, so it's still Notre Dame Day, even in Greece, which I'm pretty happy to be celebrating from such far away. But my research here focuses on the integration of refugees from different backgrounds, such as Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq, on their integration into the formal education system. So many people have fled their homes because of war and because of a lot of problems going on in their country. And they've moved here to Greece, but a lot of them are staying. And I focus on how they integrate into the formal education system with other Greek students and kind of the problems and their interactions through that with Greeks, and how they're integrating into the education system, which I think is really important.
What motivated you to study this? Beyond, you think it's important, why do you think it's important?
Well, I think the importance of education overall is crucial in the life of everyone, and especially me being provided the opportunity of going to Notre Dame and receiving such an amazing education there. I thought it would be cool to travel and go to Greece and understand how people from different backgrounds are able to integrate into education systems that are different from their own, especially after having been through conflict and war. And my father's an immigrant as well. He immigrated to the United States in the 1980s, and education was so important for him to learn about American people. So I thought it would be cool to see how coming to a different country such as Greece from countries like Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan, how these individuals are learning about Greek culture, European culture, and moving into these new spaces other than the ones that they were used to back home.
As you mentioned, your dad did immigrate to America from Egypt. What kind of stories did he tell you about coming here?
So moving to America, it was definitely hard for him. There were language barriers, cultural barriers, and social barriers that he had to overcome. And when he would tell me these stories, I would say, "Oh, Dad, like, you're here, you're doing great now." And I would kind of brush it off. But being provided the experiences of going to Italy and doing research there, and now having done the Fulbright in Greece, I have such a new appreciation for the struggles my father had to face, coming to America. I think it's so much more difficult to learn a new language and accept a new culture and integrate it into a new society, having been from a different one. So I have a newfound appreciation for the struggles that my father went through, having done interviews and interacting with people who have gone through the same struggles here in Greece and also in Italy.
And you also received a grant to study Egyptian immigration to Italy. Can you tell us about that research?
Definitely. So I received 2 Nanovic grants, one in the winter of 2016 and one in the spring of 2017, to go to this little town just outside of Milan and study the integration of Egyptian immigrants into this little small town, as I mentioned. And that was such an amazing experience because I'd done over 75 or 80 interviews with Egyptian families and gotten to hear their experiences on how it was moving from Egypt to this little small town in Italy, and how they've built relationships with Italians, learned Italian language, opened up restaurants that combine pizza, which is a favorite Italian food, with a lot of Egyptian foods and combine the two. So it was such a great experience to go and do that research. And having done that, I learned so much, and it was definitely the foundation for helping me receive the Fulbright Fellowship. I don't think I would have received it otherwise. So just the opportunity of being able to go to Italy and do that research definitely helped me to where I am today. And it's such an important talking point whenever I meet new people that I was awarded that experience during undergrad.
This is a tough question because we only have 15 seconds, but what do you hope to do with the results of your research?
I hope to continue doing research on the integration of different people into new education systems and understand how the role of education impacts people who are moving to different places, as it did with my family and as it does with refugees here in Greece.
Sara, it is clear you are an incredibly intelligent young lady, and I'm sure you'll continue to excel. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for using your skills basically to better mankind, which is exactly what you're doing in Greece. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.